Vice Chair Smith? Okay, with that, let's move forward. Um, we do have everything in order, so let's move to call for the legislation that has been tabled. Peggy?
Okay, thank you, Chair. Yesterday, the main motion was made by Shaja Elmer P. Begay, seconded by brother Jimmy Yellowhair. And then the tabling motion was made by Shadeja Amber Crotty with a second by brother Jimmy Yellowhair. And the vote was 4 in favor, and it was tabled to the revisits today. And so the tabling motion stated that the controller's office needed to amend Exhibit E. So right around 2:00, I forwarded the amendment to you all. At 2:22 is when I sent the Laureline's amendment language to you. So I'm hoping that you have all received it. Chair, that concludes the overview of where we're at. We need to remove from the table motion.
Thank you for the overview, Peggy. So with that, let's move forward to a motion and a second to take this legislation off the table. Is there a motion?
This is, excuse me, this is Delegate Brown. I'll motion.
Delegate Yellowhair.
So we do have a motion by Delegate Nathaniel Brown, second by Delegate Jimmy Yellowhair. Motion to take this table legislation off the table. So with that, roll call vote, Ramona.
Yes, Chairman, roll call vote on the motion to recall Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair. How do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr., how do you vote? Honorable Raymond Smith Jr. Honorable Amber Kenneth Crotty, how do you vote? Honorable Amber Kenneth Crotty, how do you vote?
Shouted, this is Delegate Claudia vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Amber Kenneth Crotty votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown, how do you vote?
Delegate Brown votes green.
Thank you. Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Elmer P. Begay. Honorable Elmer P. Begay, how do you vote? Chairman, we have 3 members voting in the affirmative, 0 opposing, and 1 member not voting. Chairman?
I'll vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Elmer P. Begay votes green. Chairman, we have 4 members voting in the affirmative, 0 opposing, and Chairman not voting.
4 in favor, 0 opposed, Chair not voting. Legislation has been taken back off the table and back for discussion before the Budget and Finance Committee.
Brand new. Vice Chair Smith, I
There
vote
it-
green.
Vice Chair Smith, Ramona?
Yes, Chairman, the roll call vote for the recall on the legislation is 5 members in the affirmatives are opposing, Chairman not voting. Chairman?
Thank you. 5 in favor, 0 opposed, Chair not voting. Therefore, welcome, Vice Chair Smith. You called just in time, as this is the legislation that had been tabled during the yesterday, and therefore I'll hand the gavel over to you, as I am the prime sponsor for this legislation, and co-sponsor is Speaker David, but he is unavailable at this time. So, Vice Chair Smith. Vice Chair Smith? Christina Shinandakado. I will need the assistance of Pro Tem Shinanda Delegate Jimmy Yell here. Ashwini.
Hello, Yates, Chairman. This is Delegate Yell here.
I need a Pro Tem Speaker, Pro Tem Chair, because Vice Chair Smith is, I don't know if he's still connected or not, but he did vote green, and I was trying to hand the gavel over to him there, but there's no response.
Delegate Yell here, right now I was on mute.
Ashwini, Pro Tem Leho.
Okay.
Christina, I'll hand the gavel to you, and Ado Peggy can guide you along.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Peggy. You're ready to take over and read these, whatever necessary, the documents related to a legislation 0142-22.
Thank you, Pro Tem.
Peggy?
Oh, thank you, Pro Tem. The Amendment 1 to legislation number 0142-22 was emailed out to everyone at 2:22 p.m. So I'm hoping that you have those. Would you like me to read that into the record now? Pro Tem?
Please, thank you very much. Go ahead, read into the record.
Okay.
Yeah, Sister.
All right, Amendment 1 to legislation number 0142-22. 1, the Budget and Finance Committee has reviewed and approved the revised dollar amount shown in the revised Exhibit A Fund Type Budget Summary and revised Exhibit E Recommended Unmet Needs Budgets provided by the Office of the Controller on July 29, 2022. Therefore, these revised exhibits must be added to this legislation as shown below. 2, remove the existing Exhibit A Fund Type Budget Summary in the publicly posted legislation on DIB and replace it with the revised Exhibit A Fund Type Budget Summary provided by the Office of the Controller on July 29, 2022, showing in the far right lower corner box the amount of $41,422,786. 3, remove the existing Exhibit E Recommended Unmet Needs Budgets in the publicly posted legislation on DIB and replace it with the revised Exhibit E Recommended Unmet Needs Budgets provided by the Office of the Controller on July 29, 2022, showing in the far right lower corner box the amount of $1,262,260. 4, renumber or reletter succeeding paragraphs, sections, and exhibits as necessary and appropriate. The Office of Legislative Services and the Office of Legislative Counsel are authorized to make technical edits to this legislation and its exhibits, including revising dollar figures to implement the committee's intent. This amendment supersedes inconsistent language and figures and any other amendments which language and figures shall be conformed to this amendment. So thereafter, you have the Exhibit E, or Exhibit A. We'll go over Exhibit A first, and that shows the revised dollar amount down in the total column, $41,422,786. And then the Exhibit E has the 2 unmet needs budgets. And so Business Unit 107022, Office of the Controller, amount of unmet need is $974,644. And I don't know if you want me to read the explanation. And then 107021, Property Management Department is $287,616. for a total amount of $1,262,260. Pro Tem Chair.
Thank you very much, my sister. Yeah, you can go ahead and read explanations too, and to complete it, Sister Peggy.
Okay, so this is Exhibit E, the first business unit number 107022, Office of the Controller, $974,644. The explanation of recommended unmet needs to the FY 2023 general fund budget states. The initial budget allocated to the Office of the Controller was not enough to cover all 94 OOC personnel at 2,088 hours. 4 employees have to be funded 1,044 hours. In addition, there was not enough budget to cover OOC's operating costs. The requested $974,644 unmet needs budget will fund the 4 employees full-time at 2,088 hours and to cover OOC's operating costs for FY 2023. The business unit number 107021, Property Management Department. Amount of unmet needs is $287,616. The initial budget allocated to property management was not enough to fund all 16 PMD employees and operating costs. The two employees must be laid off. The requested $287,616 unmet needs budget will fund the 2 employees and 3 additional property clerks for a total of 5 employees to be funded full-time at 2,088 hours and to cover PMD's operating costs for FY 2023. So they have a total unmet need request of $1,262,260. Vice Pro Tem.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And then guess we're complete that one. Any questions? Go back to you, Chairman Satilla.
Chairman Pro Tem. What we need is a motion and second to have this amendment be added to the legislation.
Yeah, this is Delegate Brown. I will motion.
Yeah, thank you for the motion. We need second. We need second motions. Be in that committee.
Second, Delegate Begay.
Okay, yeah. I guess we're gonna go call for the vote now.
Yes, Chairman, roll call vote on the amendment. Honorable Jamie Hin. Honorable Jamie Hinyo, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Jamie Hinyo votes green. Honorable Amber Kenneth Carty, how do you vote?
Shada, this is Delegate Crotty. I'll vote green. Thank you.
Thank you, Shadeja. Honorable Amber Kenneth Carty votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown, how do you vote?
Delegate Brown votes green.
Thank you. Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr., how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr. votes green. Honorable Elmer P. Begay, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Elmer P. Begay votes green. Pro Tem Chair, we have 4 members voting in the affirmative, 0 opposing, and Pro Tem Chair not voting. Pro Tem Chair?
Chair, Pro Tem Chair, is the vote 5 in favor, right?
Yes, 5 in favor. Yeah. I'd like to turn the schedule to Vice Chairman, Mr. Honorable Raymond Smith. Are you ready to take over now?
Okay, I'm off my motor now.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, Lawson, and Peggy, I don't have the agenda in front of me. I'm walking into steno. What's next?
Thank you, Vice Chair Satsila. The next item would be, if there's no other amendments to be considered, would be to vote to approve the legislation 0142-22. This is a revisit item. So it's been removed from the table, and then there was an amendment made. So the main motion is held by Shajah Elmer P. Begay and my brother Jimmy Yellowhair is the seconding party. So we're at that point now, unless there's any other changes.
Appreciate that. Could you, committee members, is there any other amendments or any discussion on this main motion?
Pro Tem Chair, this is Delegate Crotty with a question.
Honorable Crotty, I'll recognize you. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Thank you, Pro Tem. I just want clarification from Acting Controller on the new forms that were just approved through amendment. What were the corrections that were made? Was it dollar amounts or was it errors? I'm looking at the proprietary funds, and so are those numbers the same? If you could just give some insight in terms of the documents that were just amended. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Honorable Crotty. I'll turn the floor over to Acting Controller, Ado Shimentado Legi, sponsor of the legislation. There's a question posed.
Yes, yes, thank you, Pro Temp Chair and Delegate Crotty for the question on Exhibit A. There was a miscalculation on the formula, so we reconciled our amount of $41,422,786 to the OMB report that was presented yesterday. So the proprietary fund was calculated incorrectly. So now the correct amount is that $1,097,657. So the Exhibit A that was amended is the correct amount. Thank you, Pro Temp Chair.
Thank you, Madam Controller. Back to committee members. Acting Controller.
I just have one follow-up question, Pro Tem.
I'll let you have the floor on the follow-up question. You may proceed.
Thank you. The question is for Acting Controller in terms of the proprietary accounts. Does this reflect all of the Navajo Nation funds that are in your department? Are they reflected on this exhibit? Or if you could give us some insight in terms of if other funds that are managed, if they would be identified in other areas of the budget. That's for clarification. Thank you, Pro Tem. That's my last question.
Thank you for that question. I'll turn the floor back over to the agent and also the sponsor of this legislation. You have the floor.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Begay.
Yes, thank you, Chair Henio and Pro Temp Chair and Delegate Crotty. Yeah, these 4 business units under the proprietary fund are the one that the Office of the Controller oversees. But there are other proprietary funds that other programs also manages. So these are the only four that the OOC oversees. Thank you.
Back to the sponsor of the legislation. Does this conclude your response?
Yes, this concludes my response. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that. Appreciate that. I'll turn the floor back to the Budget and Finance Committee members on the main motion. Any more questions?
What's up, Pro Tem? I have one follow-up to Delegate Crotty.
Okay, Honorable Crotty, you may proceed with your follow-up question.
Thank you, Pro Tem. With the amendment, Madam Acting Controller, can you provide to the committee the budget forms? I'm not sure if they're changing. I'm still trying to see why that form needed to be modified. But I would like to make sure that I have the information when it comes to the investment fees. I would want to. We're receiving a lot of questions from our public in understanding the different trust funds that we have and the percentage of fees we pay to our money manager. So if that could be provided or if it needs to be updated, I just request that information. Thank you, Pro Tem Committee members.
Thank you for that question. I'll go ahead and turn the floor back over to the Acting Controller. You have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Pro Temp Chair and Delegate Crotty for that question. The budget forms were not changed, just this summary under Exhibit A was the one that was changed, but the budget forms remained the same. It's just that the formula did not capture the last proprietary fund of $27,657, the summary, which is Exhibit A. But the budget forms, they were presented before a Budget and Finance Committee yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you for that response, Madam Acting Controller. Back to committee members. Any other questions or follow-up on behalf of the main motion?
Delegate, yeah, this is Delegate Yell here, to Vice Chairman Pro Tem.
Honorable Jamila here. I'll recognize you.
Okay, thank you very much, sponsor, Chairman Henio. This is going to be for Acting Controller Piquet. As you mentioned, Exhibit A, I guess Exhibit A is complete now. As you state, you're under a proprietary funds that you indicated, 1,097,657. That's correct, I guess. So the grand total of that amount is 41,422,786. I guess this is a reflect to your budget now. As my questions, Pro Temp Chair Satu, yeah.
Committee members, before I turn the floor over to the sponsor and the agents, is there any other questions that you would like to express or ask? I'm not hearing any, so I'll turn the floor back over to the sponsor and also to the agents. You may proceed.
Go ahead, Pro Tem Chair, Vice Chair Smith. For the questions again, Mr. Gates here, so Mr. Gates.
Yes, thank you, Chair Henio and Pro Temp Chair. Delegate Yellow Hair question. Yes, The Exhibit A reconciles to the budgets, the 22 business units budgets, as well as reconciles to the OMB report that was presented yesterday. Thank you.
That completes our response.
Yes.
Okay, Shananta, thank you for that response on the behalf. Back to committee members. Any further questions before I call for the question? I don't hear any, so I'll call for the question. Do we need a second reading, Shada, Peggy, before we do the call for the main motion?
Yes, Vice Chair, thank you. Should I go ahead?
Yes, you may proceed with the second reading.
Okay, thank you. This is the second reading where Amendment 1 to legislation number 0142-22. 1, the Budget and Finance Committee has reviewed and approved the revised dollar amount shown in the revised Exhibit A fund type budget summary and revised Exhibit E, recommended unmet needs budgets provided by the Office of the Controller on July 29, 2022. Therefore, these revised exhibits must be added to this legislation as shown below. 2, remove the existing Exhibit A fund type budget summary in the publicly posted legislation on DIB and replace it with the revised Exhibit A fund type budget summary provided by the Office of the Controller on July 29, 2022, showing in the far right lower corner box the amount of $41,422,786. 3, remove the existing Exhibit E recommended unmet needs budget in the publicly posted legislation on DIB and replace it with the revised Exhibit E recommended unmet needs budgets provided by the Office of the Controller on July 29, 2022, showing in the far right lower corner box the amount of $1,262,260. 4, renumber or read letters succeeding paragraph sections and exhibits as necessary and appropriate. The Office of Legislative Services and the Office of Legislative Counsel are authorized to make technical edits to this legislation and its exhibits, including revising dollar figures to implement the committee's intent. This amendment supersedes inconsistent language and figures and any other amendments which language and figures shall be conformed to this amendment. That concludes the second reading.
Thank you for that, Shada. On the second reading of legislation number 0142-22, we have a motion and a second on this legislation. Ramona, roll call vote, round the horn.
Sure, Vice Chairman, roll call vote on the main motion. Honorable Jamie, how do you vote? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Honorable Jamie. Okay, thank you. Honorable Jamie Henya votes green. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. Honorable Amber Kenneth Barcardi, how do you vote? Honorable Amber Kenneth Barcardi, how do you vote? Honorable Nathaniel Brown, how do you vote?
Got it?
Yes. Yes, Shadeja.
Oh, sorry, I was I was on mute. Delegate Amber Kenneth Party, I vote green. Thank you.
Thank you, Shadeja. Honorable Amber Kenneth Barcardi votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown, how do you vote?
Delegate Brown votes in favor.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Honorable Nathaniel Brown.
Okay, there's technical
Delegate
issues.
Brown votes green.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Elmer P. Begay, how do you vote?
Okay.
Honorable Elmer P. Begay, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Now, did we lose Ramona? According to the information, we lost Zoom because of the rain. But I heard Honorable Elmer Begay staff vote green. Ashwadita. So it's out this
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, I vote green.
Vice Chair Smith, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear Todd.
Yeah, I believe that vote 5 in favor, 0 opposed before she cut out. And so maybe.
Agushi, I heard that the vote is.
Last item is adjournment.
Agushi. Peggy, are you still on board with us? I know you're recording this. Ashwadita. Just Peggy. Ramona-san. Good afternoon. Peggy-san.
Can you hear me, Honorable Chair, Vice Chair?
Oh, Radita. Oh, Schnell.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got kicked off. I had bad connection. What was the vote on the final vote on the main motion?
Honorable Elmer Begay voted in favor or green, and the vote is 5-0. Vice Chair not voting.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I got kicked off.
Agushi, you want to just announce that for the record? Another a vote?
Yes, I got kicked off on the internet. The internet had a low signal, and the final vote for the main motion on legislation number 0142-22 was 5 in favor, 0 opposed, and Vice Chairman not voting. Vice Chairman?
Yeah, thank you for the record on behalf of that, Chanela. Moving on to the next item for the agenda, is that where we do the motion for announcements, or where we have a discussion on that? On Peggy, kind of guide me on this, or do we motion to adjourn?
This is Doug, you hear your motion to adjourn?
There's a motion to adjourn by Honorable Chair Henio.
Second motion.
And we have a second by Honorable Nathaniel Brown. This is non-debatable. I'll recognize the motion to adjourn at 3:02 p.m. I think that's the right time. Shanella, could you do round a horn on the motion to adjourn?
Sure, Vice Chairman. Motion to adjourn main vote. Honorable Jamie Henio, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Jamie Henio votes green. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair, how do you vote?
I'll vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. Honorable Amber Kenneth Carty, how do you vote? Honorable Amber Kenneth Carty, how do you vote?
Shada, this is Delegate Amber Kenneth-Bacardi. I vote green. Thank you.
Thank you, Shadeja. Honorable Amber Kenneth Carty votes green. Sorry. Honorable Nathaniel Brown, how do you vote?
Delegate Brown votes green.
Thank you. Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Elmer P. Begay, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Elmer P. Begay votes green. Vice Chairman, we have 5 members voting in the affirmative, 0 opposing, and Vice Chair not voting. Vice Chairman?
Thank you for that adjournment roll call vote. 5 in favor, none opposed, Vice Chair not voting. We have adjourned this budget meeting at 3:04 p.m. 3:04 p.m. Take care, Budget and Finance Committee members. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia. I'm sorry that I didn't get the motion and all that. I was kicked off the Zoom. Can you repeat that, Ramona, or?
Now, the roll call vote on the legislation 0142-22, 5 in favor, 0 opposed, vice chair not voting. And the motion to adjourn was motioned by Honorable Jamie Henio, second by Honorable Nathaniel Brown, with a vote of 5 in favor and 0 opposed, and vice chair not voting. And it was adjourned at 3:04 p.m.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're set to have on August 1st, Monday, we will have our budget hearing starting at 8 o'clock to continue to listen to the fixed cost presentations. And then after that, the OMB legislation was tabled to that day as well. And the budget hearing agenda will be posted. And then as well, we have a special meeting at 10 o'clock. So hope you all have a nice weekend and be rested. My Zoom keeps cutting out. Anyway, thank you.
Good, thank you. Appreciate that. We are now adjourned.
Thank you.